Hello viewers, I am Glory Ipia. You're about to listen to a very interesting talk on the topic below your screen. Happy listening. This is part 2 of the discourse on love and submission in marriage. In my first talk, I had mentioned that couples need to learn and understand what love and submission mean, so that together they can work towards fulfilling their duties without having to wait for or complain about the other party. In most cases, it's actually a misconception of the true meaning of these terms, love and submission, that usually lead to persistent conflict arising from lack of love and submission in the home. So what then is love? Love is a decision and a commitment to accept someone and to act kindly towards that person, in spite of his or her known weakness or inadequacies. True love comes from God because God Himself is love. Love is an action word. It's a practical thing. But the problem with some people is that they only profess love without practice. Where there is love, its characteristics as given in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 through 7 will be evident. Love is patient and kind, not harsh. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud. Love does not insist on its own rights. It does not demand its own way. Rather, it seeks that which is right. It's not irritable, not easily angered, and keeps no record of being wronged. It does not delight in evil. Love does not rejoice about an injustice or unrighteousness, but rejoices when truth prevails. Love never gives up, never loses faith. It always protects, always trusts. Love is always hopeful and endures through every circumstances. So when God says husbands should love their wives, He expects nothing short of these features. God's command in Ephesians chapter 5 verse 25 is, "Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave Himself for it." That is to say, husbands should demonstrate the God kind of love towards their wives. In Romans chapter 5 verse 8, the Bible says, "God showed His great love by sending Christ to die for us while we were still sinners." Christ didn't have to wait for us to be worthy of His death. Neither does He expect us to be good enough for His love. Therefore, any husband who cannot love his wife just the way she is not following the pattern of Christ. Furthermore, Christ did not insist on His rights. He gave up many things, suffered so much pain and humiliation, and finally sacrificed His life freely in order to save and to build His church. Dear husband, do you think you truly love your wife as Christ loved the church? Your marriage will work if you apply the God kind of love. Through the Spirit of God and the sacrificial love of Christ, it is possible for husbands to truly love their wives. I believe that if every man would sincerely acknowledge his shortcoming and work towards being a loving husband, there will be no room for complaint about lack of love or submission in the home. Thank you for listening. Please be sure to get part 3 of this series. And again, you can be a channel of blessing to some families as you share this message. Remain blessed.